I never let you down, I'ma shine on sight. Keep your mind on your grind and off of mine's alright, right? Hard, I'ma ball on them squares. I float in $250,000 cars everywhere I go. I know, in the lead it may seem me might be, but no matter what they doing, they don't do it like me. Like a G,
Welcome to another episode of Around the 412. I am Tyler, and with me as always are Smitty and Herb. How's it going today, guys?
Bro, I was having a flashback there like Saturday. Listening to that.
Your Snapchat story was live.
Dude, I had no idea.
I felt like I was at a rave, but the opposite type of music and zero drugs.
Well,
Like,
so
there was
half
two-
of Herb.
There was two mosh pits. Oh,
It
man.
does happen. I can vouch for that.
At a quote-unquote country bar,
Mm.
too.
Nah. Nope, nothing
Not
country.
that night.
Yeah.
Monaca.
Hey, you play request, that's what's going to happen, so.
Yeah.
Well, shout out for the song. I wonder where we got that from. I didn't pick it.
My dad,
It's
I think.
supposed to be my week.
Nah. No one cares about Mr. Shorts.
Mr. Shorts, where'd that come from? I think we can find out where Mr. Shorts came from. Because joining us for the second time, Jamal Maddox.
What up, world? What up, everybody?
Half of Plattix.
How's
One half.
everybody doing?
Non-existent podcast.
We too
So
good. We don't need a podcast. You know what I'm saying?
so yeah, Mr. Shorts, was that you or Ryan?
No, it was Ryan. That
Oh,
was
okay.
100% Ryan. He gets the credit for it.
I don't know why. That just cracked me up when I first saw it.
Yeah, we
I mean,
even
it
I
fits.
even introed the show a couple weeks ago like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he took it and ran with it, so
Yeah.
we just
Man,
was
we
so
gonna
good.
keep calling him it.
And
I
I
gotta
am,
get Ryan
I am
on
in
here.
fact wearing shorts right now.
I'm sick.
True.
It's like
It-
40 degrees.
This
I
is
was
probably-
wearing-
but it was like a warm. Like we went to
It was a
Hanks.
warm
We went to
40
Hanks.
degrees.
Like I said was gonna happen, which is outside, and we sat outside and ate, and it was like 30 degrees, but it didn't feel like that because the sun was beaming down right on us.
Fair
So-
enough.
I
Get some
almost
frozen
felt like
custard.
Huh?
Get some frozen
No,
custard.
we didn't. I just got the tacos. Yeah, I didn't get it. It was. I mean, I don't know. The
When
lines
did
were
you
two. There
have
was only
Hanks?
2 of the 4.
Years ago.
Oh, are you
'Cause
serious?
my mom
You've had
used
it
to-
before?
My mom grew up there.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You did say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's 4 lines, but only 2 of them are open, and like the lines were back towards the tables by the time that we were done eating. I was like, I'm not waiting on that for ice cream. So,
Yeah. I got a Pittsburgh quesadilla.
What is that?
It's basically a quesadilla with fries and coleslaw on it. But I don't get the coleslaw on it because I don't really know if I trust the coleslaw coming from that place. So I just got it with fries.
Fair enough.
you should have been like, can I just try the coleslaw real quick? Like, just put it on a fork or something.
Let me see what it looks like.
I need to make a
If
pit
it doesn't
stop
look
and
like
go
the
to Hanks.
coleslaw Permanis, no.
Fair enough. I need to make a pit stop and go to Hanks or Jerry's, one of the two. Jerry's has a sandwich named after me, for anyone
Yeah.
who doesn't know.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Jerry's probably does
The
have the better
bitch.
food.
Fair enough.
But
Ow.
shout out,
Processed.
shout out to my dude BK. Anybody that wants to do a March Madness bracket, this is the one to get in. There's going to be a ton of entries, $10 per person. You can hit him up on Twitter at BK on Hoops, or you can hit me up and I can get you in on it. Like I said, $10 a bracket. I know that there's going to be anywhere between like 600 to 1,000 entries, so a lot of entries. But
Lot of
also,
money.
if you want to do March Madness, get in on our bracket. It's a free entry, and the winner gets a free shirt of their choice of ours.
Unless one of us win, then you have to pay for our shirt.
Yeah. Then yeah.
That
you
was
gotta
a
pay for our
joke.
shirt.
That
No.
was a joke.
No, let's do it. No, I'm kidding. All right. So some social media questions. We can jump into that. Why does Tyler suck? I
Which
think this is
I'll
specific.
give you one guess who that's from.
Sam.
No,
Nope.
we've already mentioned him, even though he's not in this room.
David.
No.
Plattix.
Yeah.
Oh.
The other half of it.
Oh.
This is this question was specifically because of their breakfast argument.
We
I
have a
believe.
beef. And it was so funny. What did he tweet? Tyler, I think we have a beef.
Tyler, I think we have beef.
Ironic.
I think we have Tyler. I think we have beef. Yeah, I tweeted back ironic because I don't even think he knows my nickname's Beefy or Beef.
I don't know. I know.
I doubt it because not many people call me that on Twitter.
No. I mean, other than Smitty and David apparently now.
Yeah, like unless he would have just heard me say something on here or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I doubt it. But yeah,
but
it was
yeah,
funny.
it was just the whole French toast, waffles, pancakes thing that was
Okay.
going on. So
I never got to put my 2 cents in on this. On
I
Twitter.
didn't put it on Twitter either.
Waffles. Waffles.
I tried to. Okay, I specified. I asked him,
Mhm.
"Are we talking about Eggo waffles or are we talking about like Belgian waffles?"
Give me any
Because
waffle.
if it's Belgian waffles, I'm picking that.
Yeah.
But if it's Eggo waffles, I'm picking pancakes, and specifically pancakes from King's. King's has the best pancakes anywhere. Anywhere.
We used to have one of them in my old neighborhood, but it got closed. It's pretty sad.
The one
Yeah.
down here got closed too.
We have one in
Yeah.
Monaca.
Denny's.
Not
Better
even
pancakes.
close. Not even close.
Better pancakes. We sound like such fat asses right now. but I don't
Not
care.
even close.
So so you're going what, waffles, pancakes, French toast, or what?
Yeah.
What about you?
I like all three of them.
Okay, but if
Make
you
an
had-
order, Jamal. Don't cop out.
I go pancakes, waffles, then French toast.
Suck it, Ryan.
Mine's French toast, waffles, pancakes. Yeah, I'm not big on pancakes.
I'm not either, but
They're good.
Like
if
I
they're-
said,
they're-
like
French
he
toast
said,
number one.
specifically Kings. I'm about.
Oh, yeah.
I think for me, French toast because of the consistency. Like I can get good French toast. Like I
I
can make French toast at my house that's just as good as like somewhere else, which doesn't necessarily
see, I
speak
don't,
to the
I don't
good
think
quality
I've
of
had
it.
good
But
French
like,
toast before.
Me,
Oh, like-
like me neither. That's why I don't like it.
try it on Texas toast.
Ooh,
With Texas toast, not on Texas toast. I'm sorry, with.
I'm gaining 100 pounds just thinking about this.
Pancakes are good if they're cooked right.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Pancakes, I can't make the type of pancakes Kings makes
Yeah.
at my house. I make pancakes that are probably trash, but I'm still going to eat them. But waffles, I know how to make Belgian waffles. I know how to make the mix for it, and we have a Belgian waffle maker in my house.
I was about to
I
say,
do
if you got the waffle
makers is
maker,
clutch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I used to go hard with the toppings, like the chocolate chips and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you can put
Ooh.
anything in
broke
it,
mine.
too.
I don't know how I
So
broke
you
it.
got
He
too,
went that hard.
got too excited when he was twisting it down.
All right. As far as the other Tyler, he sucks. I don't know what to say about that one.
He's always depressed. That's why.
I thought
Who
that
are
was
we
me.
most impressed with at the combine?
The dude with one hand. 'cause I
Yeah,
can
I was
never
just say
remember
it's
his
pretty
name.
hard to ignore Shaq Griffin.
Yeah.
I mean, fastest 40 time for linebacker in combine history, which has been I think they started in like 03.
2003.
Yeah.
I kept this off Twitter, and it's solely a joke, but it's so bad. He's a little more aerodynamic.
All right. Ignore that. I'm sure most people just shut off the podcast, but start it back up.
I'm sorry.
Other than that, I mean, Saquon Barkley kind of stole the show, I feel like.
Yeah.
That was expected, though.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, but he checked off every box that people wanted him to. It's like the dude could have been a huge disappointment. If he lit it up like he did, it's like, okay, well, he was expected to. If he didn't light it up, then there's a ton of question marks. So, he kind of just did what was expected, but it was still impressive. Another Penn State guy, Mike Gesicki, lit it up. Man, I don't know. Quarterback-wise, Josh Allen looked really good. Baker Mayfield looked pretty good.
Who are the dumbasses that got stuck in the rotating door? There were two quarterbacks in the
don't-
combine that decided to push electronic door, and it jammed, and they got trapped together.
I don't know.
Didn't read about that.
Are they two of the top ones?
Yeah,
Or like,
yeah.
Huh.
I can't remember who it was for the life of me. It might have been Josh Allen.
Dude, Josh Allen apparently said he's going to throw 90 yards at his pro day. I can't wait to see.
Okay.
I mean, we'll see.
And his arm is going to go with the ball.
And then Lamar Jackson decided not to run the 40 because people were telling him he was a receiver, so he said he wasn't going to do it.
Good for him.
Sticking to his guns.
Confident.
I don't know. I don't know who else. I mean, the I liked what D-Rob did, local guy, trying to turn that obviously to a Beaver County thing, but he looked pretty good. I mean, this is a guy that only had 14 catches in his last year at Alabama, and that was still second on the team behind Calvin Ridley. But
Did you see the thing that said?
second among receivers in 40 time.
Yeah. Did you see the article that said people were, like NFL officials were mad that he got, or team officials were mad that he got an invite to the combine because they were hoping that nobody would notice him and they could take him late.
It's a hell of a technique.
Yeah.
Wow.
Technique.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that he said he was surprised that he got invited to the combine. But I mean, that's a guy that you can't really look at the stats. You're just looking at the intangibles, the speed and the height. I don't know.
While we're on NFL,
Oh.
why would you franchise tag Sammy Watkins? Why?
Ooh, are they
Why?
really?
It's either going to be Sammy Watkins or LaMarcus Joyner.
Ain't that a corner? The other dude? I think it's a corner or safety?
Defensive back.
Joyner's a safety.
Oh, yeah.
They're letting Trumaine Johnson, I guess, walk then because he's a corner. That's who they tagged last year.
Speaking of franchise tag, Bell.
Yeah, that's coming up. The next thing was will D-Rob get drafted? Boy, I think if he does, it's going to be in day 3. I think he will later
Around
on.
5, 6, or 7.
Yeah. I'm saying I think he will just 'cause I want him to. I think, like if he doesn't, and I'm not, I hate to say I won't be surprised, but like I like I said before the combine, I could see him being more of an undrafted free agent signing. But I mean, I think he'll get an opportunity at some point.
I'll say
I
no
think he'll
matter
be a day 3 draft.
no
pick.
matter what, he'll be on it. Like he'll be invited by a team to camp.
Yeah.
But drafted, I think someone could take a chance.
I mean,
on him
based off
because
what
of
you
his-
just said, like with teams not wanting him to be invited to the combine
Yeah.
because they wanted to take a flyer on him, then yeah, I could see him being drafted on day 3.
Yeah, that was some like Alabama writer that posted that.
Yeah.
But I think people could take a chance on him. Fast as hell. So.
He is, which is like, I mean, and he put on a lot of muscle too and still kept that speed.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Shout out to my 6th grade class.
I don't even want to answer the next part of Ross's thing. Oh my god, it's like he asked if Tupac, if we thought Tupac was still alive.
No.
I
Don't take this the wrong way, but who cares?
Take it the wrong way. Who
there
cares?
was a
I-
thing on, like, we got into it. Everybody was getting into it on Snapchat in our group thing
Were they?
about this. Yeah, I don't know. My thing is like, what would be the, like? Is he trying to hide out? Like, because he was already the first time he got shot at 5 times before, and then released like his what's that?
I hit him.
All Eyes on Me. Like after that, like I don't think that this dude was afraid of death.
No.
Like so, I don't know.
He definitely wasn't.
He even predicted it. He predicted that he'd die by the time he was 25, and he was actually 25 when he did. So
There you go. He's not in Cuba.
What?
That's the
that's the like,
rumor.
theory.
Like that's yeah.
Probably since the day he died, that's been like the
I
biggest
have
theory.
been under a
Watch,
rock. Apparently,
watch more YouTube.
I need to dig in YouTube for a bit to find that.
Trevor wants to know, when will the Orioles trade Machado?
I thought it was if.
Okay, when/if will the Orioles trade Machado? I don't know.
Does he have one
Uh,
more year left on his deal?
He's a free agent after this season.
Me staying there this season. That he's not getting traded. He's gonna walk.
You think just to play it out and walk?
Yeah.
I
Wearing an
don't
Orioles
see.
hat,
He's
by the way.
definitely not getting traded before the deadline.
No.
Like it's either gonna be deadline or he walks in free agency. I guess it would kind of depend on what the Orioles do. I don't see them being good.
No. And he's playing shortstop
But-
this year.
Yeah. Man,
Jamal.
I don't know, that pitching's so garbage.
Machado?
Yeah.
I should have been traded him in my opinion.
Yeah.
Did you
They-
see though that thing? The projected wins for teams. That,
Which
like-
one?
Like it was a side by side, like fan graphs
one
and
that David
I
tweeted?
saw that.
yeah,
Yeah.
like what?
I have no idea.
They had the Orioles at what, 85 or 86 wins or something like that.
And they had the
Based
Dodgers at
off
like
what?
90.
Based off what?
I said they got an
That might be the worst
offense,
pitching staff
yeah,
like in
pitching
baseball.
staff is pretty.
Yeah.
That's like if they would trade Machado, they could probably get back some pitchers for him.
Exactly. I mean,
I understand he's young and he's a superstar, but
if I was them, I'd be trading anybody with value. One, the Chris Davis deal was garbage.
yeah,
now.
that's probably what's going to prevent them from re-signing him, Machado.
Machado, Adam Jones. You gotta get rid of people with value and just tear it down.
Yeah.
It starts with him, I guess. Should have traded him to Cleveland already.
Soon to be Yankee.
The Pirates prospect we are most excited about. I feel like there's.
I have 2 answers.
I know who you're gonna say.
Who?
Nick Kingham,
Okay, well, that's one of my answers.
and the other one's Mitch Keller.
Meadows.
Okay.
I'm super excited for Meadows now.
All right.
Wait till he breaks by June.
Yeah. I mean, how many possible answers are there for this anyway?
I got
Like-
me personally, I like Cole Tucker,
Okay.
even though he's like a year away. But like since shortstop was like our weakest position to me, I feel
Yeah.
like
Well, Kevin Newman's not going to be good, and he's the guy in front of him
I feel
besides
like-
Jordy.
they've been having him practice at second, so that's probably going to be his future spot. I read.
He's like going to be 26 soon, right? And he's like still like, good God.
He is hitting the ball this spring, though.
I like Kevin Kramer more than Newman.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it is Kramer who's hitting the ball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's who you're talking about?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Well, yeah, he's probably going to be good, but Kevin Newman. I mean, Kramer's always been better than Newman in everything. So,
He strikes me as the guy who like will have empty batting averages. Newman, he'll hit for a high average, but like what else?
yeah,
It's just a bunch of singles. It's like
swinging a
Chris
wet
Stewart.
noodle.
Just like Chris Stewart, batting 300 but never comes around.
Not a bad comparison. I don't know. What about you? I mean, there's not many answers
Does
here. It's
Moran
Keller,
still count?
When we got him, he was ranked.
He's.
like
I'm
the
pretty
fifth.
sure he's still.
He's
listed
number
as-
4 on our prospect
Because he
list, I
didn't
think.
he didn't play much last year because of a concussion.
Yeah. So does that count?
Yeah.
Then yeah, I'll pick
Yeah.
Moran.
Okay.
I want to get his jersey. So
Don't.
Oh, never
I
mind.
didn't
You don't.
forget.
So he's the one you're most excited about, but you want him to fail.
I still want to get a Nightmare jersey too.
Don't.
It doesn't say Rivera though. Does that?
But he calls himself Nightmare.
I know, but you gotta get a customized one. Just get one that says Colin.
Get one that says
19.
Beefy.
Colin,
That's probably gonna
if
be
you
his,
pay for it.
That's probably gonna be his nickname jersey if they get them nickname jerseys back this year. Colin.
Yeah, I don't. What could his or nickname be? Like, maybe something to do with like red, with
Ginger
the red-
beard.
Yeah,
Country boy.
big
I
red,
don't know.
Oh.
This is terrible.
Big
This-
red.
red lightning.
If you don't chew Big Red, then fuck you.
Shoot that.
Fireball.
Since I was a kid.
I want this bit to go away.
All right, well, that's all the questions because everybody sucks.
Wait,
So
no, I have. Well, I have 2 more.
Oh, just you get Snapchatted ones.
Yeah.
Okay, the
The
one. I know-
one is just like calling out
Nonsensical.
Connor Sherry. He said, "Is Connor Sherry bad or is he not good?" Yes.
Not
Well,
good.
Yeah,
He's not bad. He's not good.
I'm gonna say not good.
Not
Did
good.
you guys
Unless
see
he's on
the-
Sid line. And otherwise,
He looked pretty good the other night. Well, not good, but decent.
he didn't piss me off.
Exactly. You know who looked pretty
He
good?
almost scored.
You know who looked pretty good last game? Matt Hunwick, because he was sitting upstairs.
You know who looked good last game?
Chad Ruweedle.
Derek Brassard.
He did look good. He was probably
also
wearing like a $600 suit. So
Christ.
Okay, so what's the other one?
the other one is Anthony, and he asks, "Who do you feel is who do you feel more comfortable with as Murray's backup, DeSmith or Jari?"
Jari.
Jari. I like DeSmith, but more comfortable with Jari. Jamal.
I mean,
Don't say you don't know anything. So
I've seen,
I thought I
I've
was
seen
told
them-
that I was
I-
based
I've
off your
seen-
Twitter. I thought Jari was the franchise.
I've seen both of them play, and like they're both good. So either or, I just go with the flow.
If Matt Hunwick's not in front of him, I'm comfortable with either one.
Yeah. Yeah. Completely
Yeah.
agree.
the Boston game was just
Listen,
bad for both.
I said it on Twitter that night. I did not see one tweet, one anything complaining about Ruweedle.
About Hunwick.
Well, I mean, yeah, they weren't complaining about Hunwick because he wasn't playing.
Oh
but I
man,
did
the
not
way
see,
he's sitting.
If there's anybody to tweet that, that's me. Not one tweet
Pause.
complaining about Ruweedle. Not one tweet. Hunwick should never see the ice again. Never.
Same thing with Rowney.
Yeah. You're not
There's
wrong.
no reason he should see the
No.
ice.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna get more into it when we actually start talking about the Penguins, but I don't know. I mean, there's gonna be some shuffling, I'm sure, with the lines and pairings as it goes on. But I think that they found their 18 guys.
Yeah. I think they did too.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
That doesn't seem so sure, Tyler.
I mean,
well, Aston Reese is out.
Yeah, but
oh yeah,
For
I
now.
guess I'm talking about with what they have to work with right now. Aston Reese, and who do you swap him in for?
Simone. Or Sherry.
Depends who's playing bad at the time.
Blaying
If
Black.
Sherry doesn't get better, then maybe him. Sit him down for a game or two.
I mean, Simone's looked decent with Brassard. So,
I don't know.
We'll see
We'll
how it
see.
shakes out.
But I picked
I'm more
Jari.
so looking at the defense because
me too.
Yeah,
I will have an aneurysm by the end of the season if I see Hunwick play more than one more game.
I mean, you got injuries and stuff happen, so you might.
I
That's-
don't care.
yeah, that's the
Knock on
thing.
wood.
I don't care. Call everybody up. Have Jim Rutherford play defense over Matt Hunwick, please. Please.
have who's a forward that can play defense?
Hornquist.
On our team,
Yeah, like who would be the first forward to have to play defense if it came to it?
Hornquist because he's a nutcase.
honestly, you wouldn't do it because of offense, but Sid,
Yeah.
he,
yeah.
I mean, he's probably the most
Sheehan?
underrated defensive like forward
Yeah.
in the league. One of them.
I wonder how Rowney would do.
I don't really want to find out.
Yeah.
All
Oh
right.
yeah, did you know the other night, there were 2 people that weren't like scored against on the
Mhm.
Penguins.
Mhm.
And it was Sid and Letang.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's impressive. Hey,
They weren't on the ice for any goals. Like for
Yeah, they weren't on
yeah.
the ice for any goals.
listen. I know I shit on Letang a lot. He has looked a lot better in these past couple weeks.
Yeah, and what sucks is like, of course, like his best hockey was coming when the team lost 3 games in a row.
Yeah.
So it was like no one really cared. It's like,
Did you see what Yoey wrote
That
today or yesterday?
was it about how he came back from such a shitty injury and surgery. And
Well, yeah, and then Sullivan met with him before the season and said, like, I know you're not going to be
Yeah.
100%.
Oh,
when
I
you start."
figured, but just like the things that he did, like mentally, is what I get mad at. Like the mental rust is what I gripe about.
yeah. I mean, it's, I think that there's a lot of, well, we keep talking about it, but I don't want to say he's been very tentative, but when you have that, the injuries that he's had, like
Yeah.
that his bill of health is just so long. I mean, it's hard
none
to
unless a hernia and
continue
a
to
stroke.
play the same way,
Yeah,
but I don't know.
him and Eric Carlson and Letang are 2 feats of nature, in my opinion. 2 guys that should not be playing hockey anymore.
They were talking. Did you listen to
Pacioretty.
Steve Daniels' podcast, the latest one?
Yes.
Okay.
I might have missed what you were talking about though.
No, well, I want to ask you something. When we get into hockey, I want to ask you something about Eric Carlson
Okay.
and see if it goes
But-
along with Steve Daniels' podcast.
Yeah, Pacioretty shouldn't be playing hockey either. Chara almost killed him.
Yeah.
He's out for
Oh, yeah,
4 to
that's right.
6
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot he was the one that went into the dasher.
Yeah.
Good
I don't know.
God.
Jabal, you probably don't know what that is.
What?
So like the turnbuckle, like where the boards meets, like where the benches.
You know how
Oh,
the
how-
glass is like curved there now?
Oh,
It used to just be a hard.
It used to be
90-degree
just be a
angle.
right angle.
Yeah.
Okay.
And do you know who Zdeno Chara is? Plays for the
I've heard
Bruins.
the-
The
I've
tall
heard
He's
that.
like
Russian.
he's
Big
6'9",
dude.
yeah.
I was watching.
Nice.
He fought
I watched that the other day and he fought our big dude.
Alexiak.
yeah.
He's a puss.
So
Alexiak. Chara.
he said that
Good recovery.
he could
Smitty.
say that he didn't know what he was like. He didn't know where he was out on the ice, but as a hockey player, you know where you're out on the ice.
1000%.
And he hit him into the turnbuckle,
Mhm.
and his neck was the first thing to hit,
Okay.
and his body kept going, but his head didn't, and he broke his neck.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. That's
Yeah.
terrible.
He almost,
that's-
he almost died.
So y'all saying that's like where the doors open for the benches, or that's
Like
that's why-
where you know how the glass is like all the way around.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but the benches, there's no glass.
Oh yeah.
That's where it's at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right on the corner. You know how it's rounded now? It used to be a right angle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember, this is probably not similar. I was at a game a couple years ago, and our dude Amada, he got pushed into like.
Oh,
the
yeah.
opposing
We were
team's
there, yeah.
bench. Yeah, I was at that game a couple years ago.
Yeah, the door was open.
Yeah, I remember that.
He was out for like 3 or 4 weeks after.
God. Yeah, it's scary.
Hockey.
Mhm.
Lovely sport.
We'll come back to it in a
Promise
second.
it'll be great when it's finished.
All right. Moving on, just a couple things in the NFL. Antonio Cromartie retired today. Spent some
real?
time with his 14 kids.
Wow.
After
Maybe-
getting a vasectomy.
Maybe worked on 15, 16, 17. Who knows?
I
It's a
feel like
shout
he
at
should have
him.
retired a while ago.
Probably. That's very true.
He needed money for the kids though.
Yeah, you need to
I
pay
mean-
some child support too.
Yeah.
Is Jarvis Landry going to get traded?
Yeah. I don't know the who, but
If
yeah.
so, where? Did you see that that thing with the Bears that somebody put out there and it got shot down like right away?
Duh,
their
Bears.
running back.
Jordan Howard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He ran all over us. I remember that. But anyway,
I mean,
yeah,
everyone
saw
runs
that
all over us.
I saw that proposal.
Yeah, and then Ian Rappaport was like, "Yeah, there's nothing to this," but it was like, "Yeah, Jordan Howard and some sort of picks to Miami for Landry and some sort of picks." People in Chicago don't think Jordan Howard's going to fit into their new coach's scheme. Like Tariq Cohen's probably going to be like the main back that's used there. So,
Meh.
My gut feeling
But, like,
is
but like Miami has Kenyon Drake, and he looked so good last year as the feature back.
He really did. Who's the other one?
Oh man, Damian Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Kenyon Drake more.
my gut feeling is that
Roll
Landry,
Tide.
goes to Baltimore because they
Oh, man.
desperately need
Fuck.
help. As much as I hate to say it,
What do
I kind of want him to go to the Niners.
receiver help.
I kind of want him in San Fran.
Oh man, that'd
That'd
actually
be
be
a
pretty good.
fit.
Yeah.
JG to LJ.
JG.
And they're going to have Garcon back, right? I mean, I don't know how.
He's still in the league.
And they got like $1 gazillion in cap space to pay him. So
Yeah, Yeah, they shouldn't be worried about like that 16.8 if he has to play this year on the franchise tag, but they can work out a deal with him. I think that's probably part of the trade, right? He probably has to agree to an extension of the team he's going to. I don't know.
Yeah.
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 Oh, we'll see.
Sports are weird.
So there's another case with Aldon Smith. If you guys know his history
I saw
of
it
legal
earlier.
troubles.
Yeah.
Is that why you tweeted the Patrick meme
Yeah.
of him?
Yeah.
God.
Dude, that dude's been all over the place, like domestic violence, that thing at the airport with like saying he had a bomb or whatever or something. Like, yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Uh-huh.
God.
And that dude was a monster too. He had like 20 sacks or something like a couple years ago, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think
Dude,
he
he's
was
a
with, San Fran. Actually.
yeah. He was a beast.
Yeah, it was a wasted talent. It's crazy.
But I can't. Was it domestic abuse this time? What was the thing?
Yeah.
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 And he like fled the scene. I read.
Unbelievable, dude. Like I
he
just
just
don't
get-
get how
Didn't
like
he get
after.
released too?
Huh?
I think he just got released too.
Okay.
I
yeah.
swear I saw something come through
Oh
about
yeah,
him.
yeah. I read that when I was on the bus.
Like I don't get how after like 1 or 2 times like of making these mistakes, you don't stop. Like it just continues. Like just that pattern of that behavior. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's crazy to me.
Yeah, he just got released an hour ago.
Who was he? Was it the Raiders?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't. know.
Also, Seahawks are not expected to re-sign Jimmy Graham. Huh.
Yeah, he might go back to the Saints.
Yeah, I see that.
Damn, they don't have both. The dude the center they got for him, Unger and
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell of a win
Um,
on that trade.
All right. So the last thing in the NFL, and tomorrow the Steelers will probably place the franchise tag on Bell again. I mean, it's been talked about a lot this offseason. There was, at the beginning, it was kind of like there's common ground. Everybody kind of thought that a deal would have been reached.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happened to that, but obviously nothing has been reached. And here we sit one day away from when they have to tag him, and there's no deal in place.
I'm not worried.
Oh well, that's all I can say.
Tag him if he doesn't like it. He can live with it. He doesn't have to play. You have his rights. You could do whatever you want with that. If he doesn't want to sign, you could trade his ass.
I know, but I just
Do you have the cap space to tag him?
You have the cap space to tag him. You don't have the cap space to sign him to what he wants.
Yeah, they restructured all them deals. Who they restructured? To it,
They-
Castro.
Ed Bouchette put out an article about how they can get it done, giving him what he wants,
Yeah.
and it's like a lot of signing bonus money. His actual salary would be like $1 million a season, but like his
Bonuses
signing bonuses
would
would
be
just
like-
be crazy.
Yeah, like $20 million a year or something.
But dude, it
Ed
sucks.
Bouchette's a nut.
I honestly I hate the franchise tag. I think it's bullshit.
I
Like,
do
for the
too.
player, like from a player standpoint, it's annoying as hell.
It's also really weird.
Like, there's zero reason that you should be able to make a guy touch a football 400 times without giving them anything guaranteed.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I could see why Bell's doing it, and it sucks that the running back market is the way that it is. I mean, I can see it from both sides. Why should the Steelers be giving a dude double the money of any other running back in the league?
look
But
at
it's
what he
also not
does.
his fault
Yeah.
that the running backs made so little money.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he's a number 1 running back and your number 2 receiver. On basically, I mean, he's still our number 2 receiver. I
mean,
think, but
he deserves it by far and away.
yeah,
Like, there's nobody else in the league like him. But if nobody's going to pay him, no one's going to pay him.
It's more. of,
somebody's gonna pay him, but
I don't know.
he's the team that's there to be able to pay him. He's not going to be able to do anything for.
Yeah.
Like I agree with what I see a lot on Twitter. Like the way that he runs, he needs to have an offensive line like ours.
What?
If he goes to a team like the Giants, he's not going to be any good.
I
He's
just
going to
have
make
a
a block
thought.
for him.
What if what in like some magical world he goes to the 49ers?
playoffs.
Yeah. They become really scary.
They'd be good. I don't really know much about their offensive line. I don't know how he'll fit in.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Like that's it. That's the thing. Like
I'm not saying he's a product of the offensive line, but like
He
he
might
needs
be.
an offensive line with that type of style.
yeah,
Like a patient runner needs an
He-
offensive line like that.
he might be a product of the line. Now, like I've thought about that in the past. Now that you bring it up, the more I think about it, he might actually be.
It's like
Possibly. I mean, but that still doesn't include what he does in the pass game though. Either.
Oh God. My gum just
Nice
flew out
catch.
of my mouth.
it's like
I hear Donardo.
a running back's shelf life too. Like I personally believe he's 26 now. He just turned 26 not too long ago. I think he
Yeah.
has at least 2 elite years left
Mm-hmm.
before all that wear and tear starts to catch up.
Yeah.
That's why I'd be wary of signing him. I mean, I'm one of his biggest fans, but like, if we sign him, I won't be jumping for joy. But like, if we don't, I'll be like, yeah, whatever. That's just
Yeah.
how I feel. It's not that I don't hate him.
See
I
that?
clearly don't.
See, I'm with you with like the 2 to 3 years thing left, which is why like I want 4 years because I mean, like they were talking. I don't mean to keep going back to Steve Dangle, but most of the time, like in any sport, when you hand out contracts, you're doing it for the first couple years, and you'll live with whatever the hell happens
Yeah.
in those last couple. Like you got to pay for right now and the immediate future. Like
CC Hornquist deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
but I don't know. I've kind of come to terms with it where I don't know. I don't really expect it to happen. And now I'm thinking like, all right, maybe that dude that put out the mock draft with us drafting Darius Geis in the first round isn't an idiot. You know, it's a very real possibility. I mean, they're
Trade
gonna
Bell to the Browns, take Saquon Barkley.
why? No, I know that you're
No,
messing
yeah,
around, but
no.
like people are like legitimately saying that, and I don't know what the hell type of incentive
I don't
that
know.
the Browns have in doing that.
I don't know.
I don't know, but
You know their management though, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. We have so many other needs, and you look at the teams that have been successful recently.
Yeah.
It's like they don't have a Le'Veon Bell in the backfield, and they're still winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
To me, the first area of concern is obviously the defense, and build that defense up and give me a Darius Geis or whoever's going to play running back.
Yeah.
However, I do not think that James Conner's an every down back.
Oh no, definitely a good compliment, but not at every down.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I hear people talking about, he wasn't even like given a shot yet to be the star. He doesn't block.
And it's more.
Yeah.
He doesn't give you the passing
He's a
game.
power
of it.
back.
Like
Bell is just so good. Like when
I-
I take him off
he-
the field, like
he is a good compliment back because when he does get a chance, he averages like 5 yards a carry. That's great.
He's a power back. He just runs through everyone.
That's fantastic. But he's not a workhorse back that you can give the ball to 30 times a
He-
game. And
He's like a poor man's LeGarrette Blunt, in my opinion.
I mean, he didn't have a big enough sample size to me. Like,
Yeah.
Chris will give you a nice run here and there, then he's right back on the sideline for the rest of the game.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
I mean, he did play special teams, I believe. But
Yeah.
as far as like running
Did
the
he?
ball, you can't really like. The sample size wasn't big enough for me personally.
Yeah.
yeah, I look at the yards per carry, and that's great. But he, like I said, there was a lot of issues with him pass protecting, and we know that he's not, a receiver out of the backfield. He's worked on that a little bit, going back to his senior year at Pitt, and then coming into the draft. But I don't know. I just don't see him as an every down back.
And that's no knock on him either. Like, still like.
No,
him,
I
but-
mean, yeah, you have your skill set. There's nothing
Yeah.
you can do about it. I mean, just it is what it is. So yeah, I'd like to see them work something out. They're obviously not just gonna let him walk away. They tagged him and let him make that decision.
Exactly.
I'd say like if they couldn't sign him, I would say like trade him for like a defensive player, like equal talent wise.
But yeah,
I know that's easier said than done. That's just
yeah. But the only thing with I guess it'd be a similar situation to Jarvis Landry, where he'd have to agree to an extension with that team he was going to in order to make the trade work. But we'll see how this all plays out.
Well, I mean, people's rights have been traded before.
Yeah, you just wouldn't get you're not gonna get a good player back
Yeah.
if with him playing not just a franchise tag. Like
Yeah.
they were saying right now, if you look at it, his value on that is probably like a 3rd round pick.
God.
So
that's ridiculous.
yeah. All right, moving on to the MLB. Speaking of extensions, St. Louis handed out an extension today.
Christ. That.
Paul DeJong?
Ooh, no.
You don't like it?
No. That
Why?
man only destroys the Pirates. Credit, he plays them the most, but
He-
God.
He was the 2nd in NL in Rookie of the Year voting
Meh.
in front of Josh Bell.
Meh.
The only thing that I'd be weary about is they had another shortstop right before him that looked good for a year.
Aldemius, whatever his name was.
Aladimus Diaz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
And he's
Garcia
no
for a
longer with the
second.
team.
Exactly.
He's on Blue Jays
But
now,
it's
too.
it's really not. I mean, what is it like? Essentially, like $4 million a year.
It's not
He-
bad.
he's-
I just
He has the look of a solid player, and he's gonna blow that out of the water, like performance-wise, to me.
Yeah, I mean, and then they don't even have to worry about paying him big money until their 2 option years, which they're not even they're team options.
Yeah.
He's 24 now, so it'll be 32 when that's up.
God.
Oh man.
Yeah, but it's only like I said, 4 and some change a
Well,
year, I think. So
I mean, to us, people like us, that's not no money to sneeze at because we can all
Well,
use
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like for like
an MLB player, the
Yeah.
most where money's just thrown around basically.
Well, yeah, literally.
that's like wow, you got his prime years locked up for $4 million a season.
I mean, looking at it like that, yeah, it's a really good deal. I just feel like they jumped the gun on it. Like they just
shortstop too.
$2 million less than Jordy Mercer.
okay. Now I really like the deal. Now I really like the deal.
I'm sad now.
That
I read the Pirates drafted him too, but he didn't sign.
that happens to a lot of people. Where did
Making me
Trey?
even more sad.
Where did Trey Turner?
I'm sick now.
We'll get some medicine, but Tim Lincecum signed with the Rangers.
Nutty.
Apparently, he's going to be in the bullpen, and he might be their closer.
Good for him.
What?
Good for him.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Oh,
It's 2009
man, they're
again,
in
Jamal. Don't you know?
They're in shambles, Texas.
They are.
And they're also Bannister's, I guess, throwing around the idea of using like a 6-man rotation or something.
Yeah, and Cole Hamels hates it. You know what I say to that? Cole Hamels, get the fuck out of my sport.
What the? Why?
Cole Hamels is just an old man.
He's still pretty decent.
He can
Meh.
still pitch.
Why wouldn't you want a 6-man? It's an extra day of rest. It's an extra day to be better.
Yeah, but guys just get so used to that. Like, okay,
The routine.
you and I know as good as anybody. Like, a routine is the biggest thing in like for baseball players.
Yeah.
Especially
Like-
pitchers.
Yeah, the pitchers don't even talk to them on their day that they're pitching. Like,
That to me is nuts.
yeah, don't even say a word to them until after the game's over.
Like
So
goalies in the
now
NFL.
you're talking about a guy switching from 4 days to 5 days rest. I mean, that doesn't sound like a lot, but that's probably a lot for a pitcher to take in.
To me, he's a grown-ass man. He should be able to do it.
I mean,
And
he's
he-
gonna do it.
Yeah.
It's not like he's just gonna like sit out the season.
That'd be awesome.
Word to Le'Veon. What do you guys think about the Pirates this spring?
Up and
you
down.
know they're 3-6 now, so people are pissed.
I mean, I'm looking more at the
Look at their Twitter mentions,
player. I'm looking more at the player performances. to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. There have been
and
spark
not
plugs.
even like I could care less that Sean Rod has. I mean, it's cool that Sean Rod has 3 homers. That's great to see. But like the guys that are like the next wave, that's who you
Yeah.
should be focusing on.
Like,
I mean,
I
it's
read,
not even that. You gotta look at who these hits are coming off of, who is letting not necessarily who's letting up the runs for the Pirates. Like, look at the guys they're pitching against. Look at who is pitching, and it's like, I can't even remember the dude's name. It was something Rodriguez was pitching and blew a save. It's like, and people are freaking out they lost. It's like this guy's not even gonna make the Double-A team.
Yeah.
I read Moran's been hitting well.
Yes.
The other
Him.
dude we got from Houston, Feliz, he's
Yeah.
been throwing it well. I read.
Yeah, him.
Waiting on Musgrove now.
Has he? What has Musgrove done? I haven't seen anything
Nothing.
on
He's
him.
been shut down.
Sore
Okay.
shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Meadows has been on fire. Kramer's been on fire. Moran's been Moran.
What a
Moran's been on
moron.
fire. Yeah. One person that has really, really made me sad, but has also proven me right a little bit is Josh Harrison is not looking great.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like I said, I'm not even paying attention to most of the veterans what they're doing. Like
Mhm.
I'm looking at the younger guys, and the guys that I like. Chad Cole didn't look that great today, but that's
No,
that's
yeah.
somebody that I'm looking at as like an X factor for this team. So I paid attention to
Well,
that.
Glasnow's
But-
been looking pretty good.
He hasn't walked anybody yet, huh?
He hasn't walked anybody. The runs he has lit up haven't really been dangerous. There's one solo shot, but everything's basically come on sac flies or sacrifice groundouts. Who was the other? Kingham's looked pretty good. Keller, I believe, has had a couple appearances. He's looked pretty decent. Tyone looked a little shaky. Williams didn't look too great today either.
You know
other
who I
than that-
saw? I think it was yesterday. Throw, and I totally forgot about him being in the bullpen. Is Contos.
Yeah.
And I don't know what. Like, yeah.
Speaking of bullpen names, Leathersitch or whatever his name is playing himself out of that bullpen.
That's good. There's too many arms to worry about anyway.
Yeah,
We
but,
need somebody to play themselves out.
Yeah.
No,
I've never seen a guy play 5 games in spring training and have an ERA above 30.
Yeah, I mean it's a crowded bullpen mix, so like one bad game could
Yeah.
put
This
you out of.
This guy was on the Cubs last year.
Hmm.
Why can't just take him back, please?
I don't know, but yeah, I mean you look at we need to have. He's a lefty,
Yeah.
so
I mean, we have more than enough lefties.
yeah,
Brault's looked good, by
Brault
the way.
could probably make the bullpen as a lefty.
Bu-bu-bu-bu-bu.
Yeah, I don't know. I was
Dude,
trying to say probably and Brault at the same time, and I was like, but yeah, he'll probably make the
What's
bullpen.
his name we just signed? Seagerst, right?
Seagrist,
Kevin
yeah.
Seagrist, yeah.
Seagrist, I thought it was.
He hasn't
He,
played
I don't.
yet.
Yeah, I was just say. I think Hurdle said that he had just been throwing some sessions, but he did
I
in the
think
game
he'll-
action soon.
I think he'll still make it because he got the track record.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Left-handed Garrett Cole.
And yeah.
yeah, that was wild.
That picture was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
but
and-
but
Seagrist is on a minor
That was
league deal
rousing.
anyway, so you don't lose him. Corey Dickerson also had not too much to go on.
Mhm.
I didn't get to see his at bats.
I saw some video. He like flew out to the warning track.
Really?
So he showed a little bit of pop. And I think he struck out one time from the other one I was reading.
Did Marte homer today? Is that why I was seeing Marte Parte
Yeah.
on my timeline?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He homered.
Him, Sean Rudd, Luplow, and somebody else homered.
These guys all homered today?
Yeah.
So, okay, they were talking about this on the NS9 a little bit, I believe. Who do you think's going to get the final bench spot? Just because you said Luplow and it reminded like he's kind of in the mix, but I think he'll start at AAA.
Who are the options?
Brent's.
Moroff,
Yeah, Max Moroff.
He homered today. That's who it
Luplow.
was.
Oh yeah, that is right.
Luplow. What about Ozuna?
Who?
Because I haven't heard him talked about at all.
I read he's been hitting well,
Yeah.
but I still don't think he's gonna make it. I like him, but I don't think he's gonna make it.
It's either gonna be Ozuna or Moroff.
For a small period of time last season, he was my dad.
Ozuna.
Yeah.
I remember that. My dad is currently sitting across the table from me.
Because Clint Hurdle's our manager, I'm going with Moroff.
Yeah.
The defense is going to be,
He's slick.
especially because Adam Frazier seems to be like, he's going to be in the outfield. It looks like more than anything. So they're probably going to need the extra guy in the infield. So it'll probably be Moroff.
Moroff is super confusing to me. He's such a small guy, so defensively oriented, but every time he gets a hold of a ball, it's going 450 feet.
Yeah,
I've never seen that before.
and he'll still probably hit like around 200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with him coming off the bench.
But his on base
I
will
like
be
Yeah, I like him for the glove. He's real slick with the glove.
Yeah. Like, you're not, honestly, between him and Mercer, you're not sacrificing much.
If
If
absolutely.
anything, you're upgrading. So I'm okay with him being the last bench spot.
Yeah, you probably are upgrading. That's a good point. But they'll never
okay,
make that.
Ryan, DiNardo, don't come at me with the defensive metrics or whatever. It's just, this is just,
N-
off
they-
the top of
they'll
my
they'll
head.
agree with you.
They probably will.
Yeah.
I just want to, back myself into a corner real quick and then fight it off.
Yeah.
When you guys mentioned Frazier, did you guys see DK's article?
Oh, God, I
Why?
saw
Yeah. Why
it.
he should be starting over Moran or whatever?
Yeah,
shut the hell
Frazier
up.
should start over Moran eventually.
Did
Because
DK
he
write
has
that
experience.
himself?
What was it about? Like, obviously, I can't even
I have
look
no,
at it.
I have no idea.
I saw that one morning on the other page because I'm blocked by his personal game.
I'm
think-
blocked by both.
I think we all are.
Yeah.
I don't think I am
on the
anymore.
DK Pittsburgh sports thing. I'm like, did this man really just write that?
I don't get it.
Serious?
I don't get it.
Like, if the sole reason is because he has MLB experience and Moran really like doesn't yet, like he hasn't graduated from prospect status, that doesn't make any sense to me at all.
DK
Like, how do you even break a prospect in then? That doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
What, should the Yankees never put in Gleyber Torres because he's a prospect? Like, the veterans should always start over him
Probably.
How does DK have a job?
because he runs his own business.
He runs
He's like
his
a
own
fire himself.
company.
Well,
He kind of sort of.
how did he have a job before he had his own business? Because he knows nothing about sports. Nothing.
Maybe that's
You
why he
gotta-
made his own
You
thing.
got to fake it till you make it.
He had a job with the Trib and I
Fake it till
think
you
Post
make it.
Gazette for like 14 years before he started his own site. I don't get it. This man knows nothing. You know nothing, Jon Snow.
You must know something.
He
or
slept
else-
his way to the top.
Yeah, literally threesomes. Apparently, he had a threesome with Adam Frazier too.
Oh Jesus.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Pause. Pause. Hey, Sykes coming
I
on.
just want to know who's going to back up in center this year. That's like my biggest. Probably free. No, not freeze. What the hell am I saying?
Free. Send it
probably-
in.
Probably Frazier. Him and
Maybe Polanco shifts to center on Marte's off days.
Sean Dodd. I read they were like planning on keeping him in right strictly. And
I mean, that
Polanco
makes
wants
sense. I'm
stay
just
in
trying to
right
think they don't have
strictly.
another like Polanco at least played center field up until
Yeah.
AAA.
And I like how Daniel Nava was brought in to be that guy, to give everybody a day off,
And then his back.
and then he just turns
His-
into an
his-
old man.
His
age
back
shot up
went
to-
full my knees.
His back went full around the 4-1-2.
Oh Jesus.
So yeah, that's a good point. He was kind of in that last bench spot
Yeah.
mix, and then that happened. So
Yeah, that's like I'm just curious if he was going back up in center this year.
Yeah, that's
Strong
a-
game plan.
I mean, Sean Rhodes
obviously-
played center before.
Yeah, him and Frazier. There's like only one Polanco, but like I said, they want to keep him in right all year.
Yeah.
who can cover that ground? Like center and
I'll
left
say-
field when
I don't know.
I say,
Maybe
well,
Martinez-
Frazier. Well, Frazier, he ain't fast, but he showed he could do it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like,
Maybe Marte just never gets a day off.
It's all about the. Oh God.
Hey, he had 80 days last year of rest.
True.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what that means for this season.
I
but
don't either. I'm just trying to pull shit out of my ass, okay?
He's training. It looks like he's training a lot harder. Maybe they told. Pause. Maybe they told him he's playing 162 already.
His face.
One one I can trust is Meadows, but that obviously won't be happening.
Mm.
Yeah, he's apparently like book stamped to be in AAA until September.
When we find out that Corey Dickerson can play short.
I wouldn't put it past him. Heck, that's just like,
Bell plays third, Moran plays short, Corey Dickerson plays first.
That'd be nuts.
Try it.
every Bell throw on short hop all the way across
Yeah.
the diamond.
We've seen his arm.
I'm curious to see that.
better than
I pay
Pedro's.
attention to like the little things, like how you say you might like try to change his arm slot,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like practice that.
Yeah.
So,
Did Dickerson make his first start yesterday?
No, it was a couple days ago.
How
He
did he
hasn't
do?
played since. We went 0 for 2.
He already
Wow.
switched his number.
I told you
Yeah.
he flew
From
out
7 to
Newborn
12?
track. Yeah, when what's his name got cut.
I am
Saunders.
12.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
That makes sense. Yeah. How about that? Michael Saunders was here, had a cup of tea, and left.
literally, like less than 48 hours.
That's pretty.
And then
That's
signed
pretty
him-
cool of the Pirates, though. Like they did it. Like his agent, I guess, asked for them to release him because they brought in Dickerson. Like
Yeah.
that wasn't the plan originally. Corey Dickerson just kind of was there.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna
Um,
not pick him up.
And then immediately signed a 2-year deal with the Royals.
I remember
Yeah.
Kansas City's page tweeting that. I'm like, when did he even get released?
When did he even sign?
Yeah.
Man.
Then I'm like, okay.
That'll be a hell of a unique stat on his baseball reference page. Pittsburgh, 2 days.
Yeah. So I mean, by the way, sign Alex Cobb because I didn't say
Please,
that yet.
yes.
But
He's a Philly. He's
a
gonna be
Philly Ooh.
He's gonna be a Philly
over Arrieta,
Nobody wants him.
Yeah.
Philly's gonna give him something
I
stupid.
mean,
like,
I'd take him.
Philly's gonna give him
Yeah,
like
but
Philly's gonna give him like a 3-year, $60 million deal or something like that.
that's what they gave Santana, the same amount.
Yeah.
See, the way I
I
see it is the
wouldn't
longer
doubt
the
it.
market sits like this, the cheaper everybody gets.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so Alex Cobb rejected an offer from the Cubs, 4 years, $48 million earlier in the offseason.
Thank God.
And that's the only offer that he's gotten,
What?
apparently. Yeah.
Wow.
far.
That's stupid.
And
That
he's
is
all Boris people.
He is not.
I don't think that
Oh.
Cobb is. I don't know.
the
Arrieta is.
rest
I
of
don't
the-
think Cobb is.
I think the
Basically
rest of
everybody
them are.
else.
Yeah.
Everybody else in baseball, yeah.
Moustakas, Arrieta. Can't think of any other unsigned at the moment.
Josh Bell soon.
No.
I swear to God.
All right. Well, what is your how are you looking at the 2018 Pirates? What?
Yankees legitimate landing spot for Alex Cobb 8 hours ago. Fuck.
Well, they didn't sign him, so until they sign him, Pirates.
Congrats on the ALCS.
Congrats on the World
so
Series.
So how are you looking at the 2018 Pirates?
I know we'll be better than what people were like predicting.
Yeah, they're not going to lose 100 games.
Yeah, I know. I think we'll win at least.
Do people not realize how hard it is to lose 100 games?
Yeah, you have to like really suck. Like
Lose almost every series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the 2010 Pirates did it, but that was a god-awful team.
Yeah.
Like this team to me is better than last year. Better than 16.
I feel like that. Like obviously the talent is there, but you know it has to just
Better
come
than
together.
15.
No.
Nothing will
Pause.
ever top that team for me. Like unless we
What,
see
15?
them do, unless we see them do amazing things again. Which
That
we're
the
hoping
best
soon.
year of baseball I've ever seen. Like not even just talking
Oh,
about
man.
record, but like just go into games and it's just like you expect to
And
win.
Just working there.
Yeah, it's just like you
sellout.
go to a game and you expect to win.
I remember working there. Sellouts on Tuesday and Wednesday, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, we have a sellout
So
on
he
a
isn't-
Wednesday. What?
He is not a Scott Boras client. He's a Beverly Hills Sports Council client.
Who?
Alex Cobb.
Uh-oh.
Also, who are these guys
Hunter
they have
Pence,
then? D. Gordon,
Salvi Perez, Jason Kipnis, and Mike Leake.
Leake.
Christ, you do not want Mike Leake.
You put him in a. That's not even
No,
the same
he's
team. He's with the Mariners
Yeah,
now.
he's with,
Is he?
Seattle.
Yeah.
Oh,
they,
God.
They dumped them. St. Louis. They
Clients.
salary dumped them last year.
Yeah, the Pirates from 15 were like Pitt in like the early to mid 2000s, like Pitt basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just
you
saying.
expected a win
all them
whenever you went to see
games.
them.
Speaking of Mariners,
Yeah.
by the way, apparently Ichiro signed in there for a
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Good for him. Going home and
Kind of
retiring.
surprised by it. I'm not. I don't know. I didn't necessarily expect him to get a major league job. I don't know. I
Well,
kinda thought-
apparently Gamble or
You
Gramble,
thought it would be a
whatever his name
one
is, got
day
hurt.
instead of a 1 year.
that's what I said. Yeah, I said earlier. I was like,
Yeah.
"Are you sure you didn't mean 1 day?"
But Ben Gamble got hurt, and that's why they're
Mm.
taking a chance on him.
Mm.
Apparently, that's gonna be like a long-term injury.
Either way, he's going to retire a Mariner.
He is. Oh yeah.
Nice.
I mean, that's like how it's supposed to be, to me personally.
Did Ken Griffey retire a Mariner or a Red?
He retired a Mariner.
He did. Okay.
Yeah, he left the Reds and he was with the
no,
he was with the Mariners for like 2 seasons
I couldn't
after he left the
remember.
Reds. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was no, he went to the Reds after he left the Reds. He went to the White Sox. which
Yeah.
people don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he went back to Seattle and then he finished.
Just
in
like Michael
Seattle.
Jordan.
I knew there was another team in there. I forgot about
Please
the White
ignore
Sox.
what I just said.
Michael Jordan sucked at
Yeah.
baseball.
White Sox.
Anyway, so yeah, what, do you have a number? Wins that you're expecting?
I could say about. I'll go 84.
84.
And I'm
I
gonna
know
sound
that's
like
Does that
bold.
get them? Does that get them a second wild card?
Dang, I don't
no,
know.
no.
I don't know.
I'm going 81.
If we handle our business, then yes. If we beat like last year, even through the 87 losses, we showed we can hang with like the Cubs and the Brewers and the Cardinals and the big teams like that. But like it's like beating teams like the Reds and the Padres. Like this is like the biggest problem to me. Like the lower teams. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like we can beat them. Then yes, we showed we can like hang with the big teams.
We can hang with the big teams. We
See,
can't
like,
beat
our-
the shitty teams.
Our last 10 games last year, we went 7-3. It's like I know that really didn't mean much, but like at least they finished out strong.
I'll say last year, didn't we have a winning record against
Winning teams, yeah.
the Cardinals and Cubs combined? But then we had a losing record against the Brewers and the Reds.
Mm-hmm. That's how it always is. We can't beat shitty teams. We can't.
Mainly the Reds to me, because like the Brewers were actually like at least a competitive
Literally,
team last year.
I
like,
think I saw them play the Reds like 4 times last year. They didn't win a single one
No.
of the games.
The kryptonite for the Pirates is bring up a pitcher who has less than 5 starts in the majors. They cannot fucking touch him.
Cy Young right there.
Yeah. That's all you have to do.
And with Brewers, what's the kid's name?
Zach Davies.
Yep. All they have to do is pitch him.
Yeah.
He's gonna shut us down.
Yeah, because he's 12.
And he pitches like 90 miles an hour.
We tagged them
came
one
from the
game.
Little League World Series to
We tagged them for one
Okay.
game last year. I remember that.
Yeah.
For like 7 runs in
I
the
still,
first.
I think we
Was it
ended up
in
losing
Brewer?
that game.
Was it in Miller Park?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait,
yeah,
we
a
won
couple
that.
of our guys
Because I
were
know
on
I saw him pitch in PNC Park and we lost.
yeah, yeah.
I personally, just speaking of the Brewers, they added Yelich and Kane, and I think they're gonna be worse this year than
They
last
are.
year.
They don't
They
have no
are.
pitchers.
They completely.
One dude is hurt.
They play the Pirates every game though.
Who's
Yeah.
throwing the baseball for them?
Zach Davies.
A 12-year-old kid
They got
with a sleeve. A 12-year-old kid with a sleeve.
They brought back
Yvonne
Yvonne Gallardo,
Gallardo. They brought him
but they
back.
don't have Jimmy Nelson.
Yeah, that was who I was trying to.
He had Tommy John.
Do you think they sign a free agent pitcher?
I'm surprised they haven't signed Alex
Wouldn't
I
Cobb.
don't think they can.
Why?
How much money they gave, or how much money they got in Yelich, and how much money they gave Lorenzo Kane? I don't think they can.
They're still.
And they're supposed to be quote unquote small market.
That's what I mean. I don't think they can. Like internal cap wise, I don't think they can. Plus, they completely went all out last year and said, "Hey, we're going to rebuild. We're going to suck for a while," and they all of a sudden,
surprised everyone.
yeah, they overperformed, and then management bought into the overperformance, and they have fucked themselves for the next 5 years. That's how I look at it.
Yeah,
And
I
they
mean,
got-
I like those two moves.
I do too.
if you add pitching as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, without it,
And they're paying Braun all that money, and then you gonna be coming off the bench.
I
Yeah.
think
Supposed to be,
they.
like
I,
playing first and stuff.
Yeah,
I forgot
like,
about that.
Working out at second base.
No,
Like-
I think they can sign a pitcher. Their payroll right now is $83 million.
Yeah,
I'm shocked they haven't traded
Yeah.
Domingo.
Santana.
Santana.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was reading stuff about that. Like
Trade
how they
him
can
for
get
a pitcher.
Yeah,
Why not?
I mean,
or the other dude, Phillips is his name. The other outfielder,
Oh, yeah.
Brett Phillips.
Yeah.
before we brought Dickerson in, I said we should trade them Nova for Santana.
Sabotage.
For Santana.
Sabotage.
I mean, they needed a pitcher, so
Yeah.
the Brewers are only like 6 point something million over the Pirates in payroll.
Yeah, but like I said, well, like Jamal said, small market. Small market.
Yeah, but small market, $83 million. You could spend a pitcher. Like you spend money on a pitcher.
Well,
83
not like no
Do you get where we
70,
live?
80 million, like
Yeah, I get where we
Like
live,
30,
but our
40
payroll
million.
2 years ago was over
Yeah.
100 million.
But their attendance isn't great either.
I told if we like literally we could jump from 26th to 22nd payroll, sign Alex Cobb. That will do it.
Yeah.
Like $13 million a year.
13
I
million
feel
a
like-
year.
Yikes.
Yeah, we would jump.
I feel like we would probably take that
22nd.
risk. Like say if he was a free agent next year, and like we're supposed to be like more competitive next year. I
Yeah,
can see them taking that risk and trying to do it.
my thing is, you look at like next year, people are going to be throwing around money. That's why nobody's spending money this year.
because of all the free agents that's going.
So next year, like he could, like if he was on the market next year, he's probably getting more like 18 to 20 as opposed to 12 to 15. So I think this is the time to capitalize on that in this market and lock him up for 3 to 4 years. I don't know, because that way he's still here when we're supposed to be quote unquote competitive again. But it's not going to happen.
Bob nodding.
He'll probably land with the freaking Yankees, like you just read me,
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say Philly.
and had to ruin my Monday.
My Monday was ruined before that. I think.
All right, and of course, as always, not as always, but as of now, our last sport is the NHL. We were kind of talking about it, all right? We kind of sabotaged the question by talking about NHL.
Yeah.
So non-Pens related stuff. Taylor Hall's on like a 25-game point streak.
Nuts.
He's nuts.
Hey, Adam Larson though.
Adam Larson, he's a pretty decent defenseman, but
I don't
Taylor
know-
Hall.
I don't know if you saw the night that we were playing the Devils and we lost. I was at the game and I just went on my phone and I just started picking it, like going through and searching for the tweets, like Adam Larson for
I
Taylor
saw
Hall
that.
trade.
Yeah.
I just kept retweeting everything.
I didn't even notice that. No. The Panthers are on a roll. They're
Yes,
in
they
the
are.
second wild card right now. That's a
Nuts.
pretty decent team as long as Luongo is playing well. They're young, besides
Reimer.
Luongo. Yeah. But speaking of Reimer, tell me you saw that picture that somebody did for Steve.
No.
Oh man.
I'll find it real quick.
Okay.
But yeah, they're young, they're fast as hell.
Yeah.
And
They're like
they're pretty good.
like Steve said on his podcast, they're like a Franken team. They're like half computer boys, half old school hockey. It's weird.
Yeah.
But it's working.
It is a good mix. I mean, they got a decent amount of veterans, and then they also have a ton of youth. And
I was watching a shootout compilation of Barkov.
oh god, yeah, he's
Nuts.
the best in the business.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. The tears make everything better. But yeah, the Panthers are absurd. Another team streaking is the Coyotes
Yeah,
because
with
everyone's sleeping on them.
with 7-3 in their last 10.
Nuts.
They're still
Last
the
to
worst.
second to last.
Yeah, second to last.
I still think they're much better than they were at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I mean,
They didn't win a game for like 14 games.
I know. 20.
God.
20.
they were terrible.
Yeah. It was bad.
Poor Talkett.
talked it though.
He needs Kessel.
Too bad.
Cap dump.
Can't have him.
I was
Cap
reading
dump.
something. I was reading,
Kill yourself, bud.
I was reading something on Twitter from a follower of mine. He's from Philly, and
Uh-oh.
he's obviously a fan of theirs.
Oh, that
It was
sucks.
a picture, like it was something about how it was looking likely we played them in the first round of the playoffs or something.
Yeah, I mean,
We
there's still a
could-
ton that could happen. They're so close in points. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Like we're a point behind, or no,
2
three,
points behind.
2
I
points
think.
behind Washington, or 3 points.
No, we're a point behind Washington, 2 behind Philly. I think.
I thought no after Philly.
We're only 1 point behind Philly.
Yeah, with the same
Oh.
amount of games played after yesterday. So
Ooh, I'd like to go.
Yeah,
to-
we're 1 point behind Philly, and we are 3 points behind Washington when
Okay.
they have a game in hand.
I'd like to go to a playoff game against them. That'd be fire.
Philly.
Since well,
Yes,
I
it
read
would.
like they're not our biggest rival no more. It's Washington, right?
I
See-
think that the thing is the rivalry with Washington is because we've seen them so much recently.
Oh, okay.
You give us one playoff series with Philly, it's back on.
Oh
okay.
yeah.
Like,
the
The thing is,
whole
right now
thing.
when we play Washington, every game feels like it's a playoff game.
Yeah.
Like just because you need that like shit talking advantage going into the
Okay.
next one.
Yeah.
So and with Philly, it's just it hasn't been there, but somehow since the last time we played them, they're good again. Apparently,
the thing that's
like they
scares-
didn't win a game in November.
Okay.
but
Oh,
they're
okay.
okay. They have 1 weak link. Peter Mrazek.
he hasn't been bad since.
He's been bad the past couple games.
Has he?
Very bad.
Mm.
Like his
Yeah,
save
they've
percentage
lost,
was in
like,
the
3 in a row.
700s. His save percentage has been in like the 700s the past 3 games. It's
Well, I
it's
saw that.
laughable.
Okay, so he played in their loss to Tampa where it was 7-6. I'm
Yeah.
assuming. Yeah.
That was a joke of a game, by the way. I think they were up 6-3 at one point, and just absolutely choked it away.
They had 3 different 2-goal leads.
God.
But yeah, Jamal,
But
the Flyers
He's also facing a ton
also
of
haven't
like
been
35.
that good the past few years.
Yeah.
So that's why the rivalry isn't as intense as the Capitals.
Oh, okay.
The one thing that does scare me about them though is they have such a good record at PPG Paints when it was
Oh,
known as
yeah.
Console.
I remember remember when our new arena first opened. I actually watched that game on TV because
Yeah.
I was like excited about the new arena.
Yeah, they just
And-
continuously shit on us
Yeah.
for some
Yeah, I,
reason.
I think it was a stat in like 2015 or something, or 14 or 15 or something like that. But ever since Consol, when I was PPG, but when it was Consol opened, the Flyers had won like 21 out of 24 meetings there.
Have we
Holy
played the
hell.
Flyers here since we changed the name?
Yeah, we went to a
Yeah,
game.
that game.
Oh,
we
that's
went
right.
to in
Did we win?
November.
Yeah,
That was the game
Okay.
we won in overtime.
won
Crosby
overtime.
won in overtime.
Oh, that's right.
because
Yeah.
Jamal came back to his seat.
Yeah.
Damn
I feel so bad.
I
for
was
the dude
I
sitting
was
next to
getting
us.
so pissed off at you.
Then
Yeah,
the
we were
Philly
getting pissed.
fans behind us was like, "This is your fault." I'm like, "My bad."
Yeah, no,
Well,
literally,
I didn't
like-
say my bad.
like he got up, and it was what 2-0 at that point. Penguins. I think it was something like that.
It was
And I-
2-0, and then they took the lead 3-2 going into the
Well,
third.
okay, let me finish my goddamn story.
You asked me the score.
I know. I was asking at
No,
that
he was
point.
just asking if they were up when he left.
Yeah.
Mm.
So Jamal gets up. Philly scores the first goal. Scores the second goal. I turn around and go, "Listen, when this guy comes back, you're fucked." And they're like, "Okay, okay." And and they score the third one. And I'm like, "You're fucked." I just turn around. They're like, "Okay, maybe." Jamal comes back. They score. I turn around. The dude's just staring at the back of my head. And I'm like, "I'm so sorry, dude."
Hey,
Yeah.
maybe it's just me.
And then
People were
Left
ripping on that
John.
kid. Too.
then whenever we won in overtime, he just threw his beer down and walked out.
Yeah, Jamal picked that game.
I just never been to a game against
That was
Philadelphia.
the last time he was
so-
on.
Oh yeah, that
We did
is right.
podcast.
November 27th.
Peppies. Oh man.
I want to
Fire.
go back.
A lot has changed since then.
Yes, it has.
Between the months.
A lot has changed.
Penguins are good now.
Yeah.
Oh, that last game.
Third
that-
Brassard's a
that-
Penguin.
That last game we went to on my birthday, that was terrible.
Oh God.
That was
It was
bad.
70s night. Disco
oh, yeah.
balls.
Bad
The
for
worst.
ceiling.
The worst view in the arena.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Possible.
Where'd you guys sit?
we didn't sit. We had we had standing room only, and we had one of like 2 or 3 standing room only locations that are behind a handicap section,
Yep,
so
with
you can
blocked
only
off.
see.
Yep.
If no one's sitting in the handicap section,
It's
you can
fine.
only
Yeah.
see. No, it's not fine.
Really?
You can only see half the ice.
Oh, that view
Oh.
was terrible. Like it was like
We could-
Not
yeah.
to mention,
You can't see
Yikes.
past center ice coming towards you.
Yikes.
You can only see the
Yeah.
other end of the
you
ice.
either gotta
not
watch
to
it.
mention, we lost 4-0.
You either gotta watch it on the scoreboard or watch it on one of them TVs.
Probably-
next to us.
Probably like that's still to this day probably their most lethargic effort of the season, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They did absolutely
Until they lost against the
Bruins.
Devils. I think that was their last home loss. Was Carolina.
that's
Mm.
Yeah.
Good God,
Yeah,
that's crazy to think
January
about.
4th
feels
to
like yeah.
like February 27th.
Well, because they had won how many straight on home ice? 11, 12?
11 or 12. Yeah.
I don't know. Did you guys watch the stadium series?
I was
Nope.
out.
I was playing Fortnite.
Did anybody even know it was going on until like
I
a half
did.
hour
I
beforehand?
saw
I
you
did.
tweet about it. I saw you tweet about it. I
One.
was working, but I saw you tweet
Yeah, I
about
made
it.
fun of the fact that no one knew what was going on. 'cause
One, I don't understand how a jersey can be whiter than the ice.
I like them.
I do too.
It's just with the like
pants.
with the pants combination. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of weird, but yeah, those jerseys are nice.
Yeah. The Leafs sucked.
The defense. So.
Bad.
I don't know how you leave Ovechkin alone in front of the net ever.
Did you? I'm assuming
don't we do
you
that a
heard that
couple
part of the
times?
podcast and video.
Did you watch his LFR? His
No,
LFR,
no.
he's like Nikita Zaitsev. There's 3 guys behind the net, and then he looks over his shoulder, sees Alex Ovechkin by himself,
And
says,
just says fuck it.
and then just looks away.
And Marner
I'm not going anywhere near that.
and Marner noticed and just started zooming towards him, and it was too late. It was just it was an absolute joke of a game, and topped off by the lights going out and
Yeah.
having an hour, the weirdest Bray Wyatt entrance of all time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Go back to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But seriously, like I tweeted that it's just so few people knew that this game was going on for 2 reasons. One, the NHL is terrible at marketing what they're
Yes.
doing.
Yes.
Anything, merchandise, big games, whatever. And it's kind of hard to market it as a big game because you do outdoor games not often,
Mhm.
but more than once a year,
Yeah.
which is
I
don't
mean,
know.
Tyler and I were talking
Kind of
about the other
waters it
night.
down.
Tyler and I were talking about the other night. I think they should have just stuck to July 1st, January 1st.
July 1st.
Just doing a winter classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Free agent signing day. We're gonna have an outdoor game.
It'll be like
It's like a
all
pro
the
day.
all the MLB free agents left unsigned. It'll be like all the hockey free agents left unsigned. Let's go outside in the hot.
play
Yeah.
like a roller
Ice is
hockey.
about this
They
thick.
should they should just have the Winter Classic.
I feel like they only market to certain teams, like us, for example. Since we
Mhm.
got Sydney and Malcolm and all them other players, and we just won back-to-back rings. I feel like they probably market us well. And our owner Lemieux obviously used to play. He was the face of the league when he
Yeah.
played.
The thing that's
like-
different about the NHL though, compared to other leagues, is they do not market their star players
Not at all.
at all.
Not even Sydney.
No.
No,
Oh Jesus.
like
Not in this country.
like how yeah.
Well, he's
Like,
Canada, that's
yeah.
How when you think of football, you see Tom Brady's face everywhere. Basketball, you see LeBron's face everywhere.
Basically,
Hockey,
Mike Trout,
like
Bryce
you
Harper.
do not see anything with Sidney Crosby or Connor McDavid on.
unless you're in
Anything.
their cities.
Yeah,
Yeah, unless you're in their cities or you're in Canada.
That's crazy.
I mean, Canada, they have guys in bread commercials.
And what?
yeah.
Bread.
There's
Bread.
you can like go on YouTube and watch like commercials with hockey players in them, but they're all Canadian.
Yeah, like Wayne Gretzky.
There's, like, never-
Sid's even been in a few.
Like the only time you see like hockey players or really many athletes in commercials here, are, like for like car dealerships
Yeah,
or
local
like
stuff.
law firms or something like that.
Once again, like local, like on a national
what's his
level.
name? Edgar Snyder.
Yeah.
Yeah, Edgar Snyder and Associates. The Point.
booming.
I don't know. It's just the NHL just doesn't know how to reach.
When you're run by a bunch of lawyers,
The
you're not
US.
going to know how to market. Lawyers don't know how to market. They know how to complain.
Well, they need to hire people then.
They do, but it's the NHL and they don't like to spend money.
Always
Open
read,
up
I
those
don't know.
wallets, Mr. Nine.
Penguins have a Stadium Series game next year.
Go NHL's
Where?
wallet.
Where?
Philly.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I wanna
Go NHL's wallet.
I wonder what type of jerseys we're gonna wear for them.
I'm so excited to
I hope
see.
they're black.
They probably are
I
gonna
said
be
I
black.
want them to be all black.
Oh,
Like,
that'd be
even
so
like the-
fire.
Just everything just murdered
So I
out.
know the last one, them was yellow ones. Them was nice, but I hope they're black.
Mm-hmm.
They'll maybe they'll switch roles with because the Flyers wore all black in our Stadium Series
They'll
game
probably
last
wear
year,
all orange.
so they should wear all
That
orange and we
would be
wear all black.
terrible.
I'd like to see
It's
a
in,
white
the,
jersey.
it's in I think it's in the Philadelphia Eagles Stadium, right?
Yes.
Yep.
All that green, not that it really matters. The colors, like at least with us, since all of us is black and gold, like at least like what we wore at Heinz, kind of
yeah.
matched.
Yeah,
Like, orange and green.
but
Philadelphia
see that's the thing
Eagles
that
Stadium.
our teams all have the same colors, so it's
See, I'd like to see another white jersey, honestly. Like, make it something that looks nothing like our ones right now. But if it's white, I'm not gonna be mad. If it's black, I'm not gonna be mad. If it's yellow again, I might be a little mad.
I don't think it'll be yellow though, because they did that already.
Yeah.
This is for like something new, like
I mean, they've done blue. What else is there for them to do?
black.
The
Yeah.
diagonal Pittsburgh.
Oh, make that white.
If they did that, I wouldn't mind that.
in
Ooh,
what
neither.
color? In the blue.
No,
The
what they wore in the
92.
'90s.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were talking about like something similar to that image that leaked when we were playing the Stadium Series last year. that
No,
people
no,
thought,
no. Yeah.
Yeah, just like the NHL randomly put Letang and Sid shirts on like the NHL shop with that with blue baby blue with that Pittsburgh coming
Yeah.
across,
Mhm.
and everyone's like, oh, well, that's what they're wearing in the Stadium Series.
Yeah, no.
Nice.
Wrong.
They
Yeah.
said, "Hold my beer." They released the yellow.
You know where they sent those shirts? China.
No, they sent to Africa.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Speaking
right.
of shirts, why did it
Patriots
take
are-
us over a week to get Brassard shirts? And Tampa Bay
Listen,
had
I'm
JT Miller and Ryan McDonough shirts in like 3 hours.
I'm
Such a
calling
first
out
world
I'm
problem.
calling out Penn's Deer.
Such
I'm
a first
calling
world
out
problem.
Penn's Deer for multiple reasons, but number one, they told me when I asked about an Alexiak shirt, it takes 2 weeks to transfer naming rights over through Adidas, so they wouldn't have them for 2 weeks.
What?
Yeah, they told me it would take 2 weeks for them to transfer the naming rights over, and meanwhile, the Lightning somehow were able to bypass that and produce their shirts in like 3 hours.
That makes no sense.
And now we have Brassard shirts.
Well, there might be something there.
and the Lightning and other
What?
NHL teams have the name on top. We have the name on the bottom.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think maybe.
Did you know that other teams don't have that
Yeah,
with their Adidas?
yeah. I was gonna say maybe there's something along the lines of they like Adidas does something with the Lightning
They doing us
or,
dirty.
or
That's what
somebody
they
else
doing.
where they just don't have to transfer the name. Do you know what I said? Do you know what I mean?
I guess, but why wouldn't they like?
I don't know.
They made it seem
but
like it's like a
every-
league thing.
I
Like,
mean, every team's sponsored by Adidas though, so it shouldn't matter.
I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. I don't know. Okay.
They said, "Oh, we're gonna do the champs dirty." I'm like, all right.
No,
That's
I
weird
just-
though. I always thought it was real. Like Sydney, like he's what Reebok, right? Endorsed by Reebok.
He did use Reebok, but then CCM bought out Reebok, like
Okay.
RBK Hockey. Yeah.
I know it doesn't matter, but like it must be weird wearing other brands. Like, well, I know they're forced to because Adidas. You said. Is
Yeah,
sponsored by
it's just the
everything.
jersey.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
know,
only
so
thing.
It's like weird.
okay, so their DM to me specifically said no. It takes a few weeks to get the art set up by Adidas, approved by the league, and then manufactured. Bullshit.
Well, it took Tampa Bay 3 hours
To get
So-
it approved by the league, the art set up, and the rights transferred
Probably-
over.
They probably already had that done. Oh, we're gonna acquire these players. It's like,
And then
all right.
they said they have them printed out and like in the store
Yeah,
as
literally,
people walked in.
Unless like 2 weeks before the deadline, Stevie was like, "Hey, I'm going out on the deadline. I'm getting McDonough and JT Miller. You might want to produce those shirts right now.
They probably was like, "Hey, I got this trade." set
Shoot or
up."
shoot."
Yeah.
All right, good input. You turn your mic back on to say that.
Yes.
Speaking a little bit about the Pen specifically, though. 1-2 since our last podcast. They look like absolute garbage against the Bruins.
There's one thing that matters there in that record. They're 1-0 without Hunwick.
They're 1-0 without Hunwick and Rowney. Yeah.
They've been bad since they traded Reeves. Yeah, I said it.
Oh
Now
no.
laugh at me.
Listen. Okay. So I saw people. I saw people tweeting about their records since they traded Reeves or whatever. Like they didn't have a win before the one that they just got. But like, wasn't that trade still went through on Friday? Right? He didn't play on Friday. We won that game.
Yeah.
Like after the
yeah.
deadline, like right before the deadline.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I count that as a win without him. So
Meh.
2-2 as opposed to 1-2.
I don't care. I think Ian Cole's the deal here.
Yeah, for sure. But I still like. It's still hard to say like we shouldn't have traded Ian
Okay,
Cole because
So Josh and I had this conversation on Twitter. Josh Banks.
Yeah.
Trading a guy like Cole is going to be a bigger problem for this team than it would be to trade a guy like Hunwick. We have Letang, Schultz,
Yeah.
Mata as puck movers. You have Dumoulin and Alexiak. Even Alexiak could be considered a puck mover. Hunwick's a puck mover. You can afford to lose one of them. You
Yeah.
take a stay-at-home defenseman like Cole or Dumoulin out of the lineup. That's a big hole that needs filled.
Pause.
No, okay, so
Shit.
I agree with it, but I don't think that the issue was trading Ian Cole. I think it was not replacing him with somebody similar.
I agree.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I'm Jim Rutherford, I am doing whatever it takes to get Hunwick in that deal instead of Cole. Dude, take another
Whatever
first round
it
pick.
takes.
Take another first round pick. I'll have a threesome with DK if you take Hunwick.
Pause.
All right, you're gonna need to cut that out for a soundbite.
There's children. There's children listening. Man.
Don't tell them.
We're
I know.
keeping it PG. Fuck.
Attention, famous footwear. Fuck.
That's why I want
Shout
to
out
go.
Sarge.
That's why I want to go to one more game this regular season so I can see the new dudes.
Yeah.
I want to see the
Or-
7 feet dude,
Alexiak.
and
Yeah, because he didn't see him because we couldn't see anything on his birthday.
That's right.
was he with us?
Yeah, since like December 17th,
okay.
I think.
Oh, okay. And the other dude we just got, Brassard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to see him too,
Or-
just to see what all the hype is about.
Or
He's
instead
done.
of-
I guarantee. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Or instead of going to another game this season, you can go to a playoff game.
Little Mexican girl in the commercial. Why not both?
What was I gonna
Some
say?
of us are broke.
Brassard's definitely one of
Yeah,
those
I'm
dudes.
dead ass broke, but I'm the only money I spend is on Penguin games.
That's why you broke.
I'm okay with it.
Well, and probably gas too. You know, you need
Tyler's
gas
happy
at
for
the
once.
car.
Well, yeah, definitely gas.
And
I
new pairs of
drive so
shorts.
much. Shorts? No, I'm set on shorts. I'm
Yeah,
good.
me too. I told you I got four new pair the other day. Man, we switching the subject. All right, what was y'all saying?
I don't know. I actually
no,
don't
I
know
was
what
saying.
we're talking about.
As I was saying, Brassard's definitely like somebody that's just more fun to watch in person.
Oh, okay.
Like
yeah.
his game's one of those that you can appreciate more in person.
Yeah.
Kind of like, dude, if you like anybody that's listening that's never been to a game, Evgeny Malkin's totally different to watch in person.
I can definitely attest to that.
Yeah. I mean, just the size and skill that he puts on, it does like
And
the
he's-
TV doesn't do it
and
justice.
He's fast
No.
too. Like,
Yeah.
a dude his size shouldn't be that fast on
No.
skates.
Alexiak's the same way, honestly. Back to Brassard. The thing that I've noticed with him is he strikes me as a guy who has Shea and luck. Like when he first got traded here, like nothing could go in the net except for whenever he's standing in the crease.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see when he gets it going. How terrifying the team will be.
He did have a goal.
Once again in the crease. I said that.
Yeah. But he's just like, I love those hands. Pause.
All right, I got a plan, y'all. One more regular season game. Let's go to a playoff game each round. And me and Tyler going to sit in the front row in the finals.
Jesus.
Where's
this money coming from? What the?
Are we gonna take out a small personal loan of $1 million?
Oh man, we gonna get together and sell some stuff. Oh, there's kids on here. We can't be saying that. Kids listening.
I mean, maybe if
Need
I
to
sold,
Need a soundbite, just simultaneous.
I might be able to buy one ticket
what, to a finals game?
to a finals game if I sell all the Jordans I have.
Oh, for real? Oh, well,
The
them is
shock on
Jordans.
Smitty's face.
Yeah,
Them is Jordans, so you know they go for a lot. So
yeah. I mean, most of I probably 3/4 of the Jordans I have aren't.
I know what
worn.
I'm going to do. I'm going to
So-
buy a ton of jerseys off Jason and then just flip them.
I mean, I want to go to a finals game, but
I just want to go to a playoff game just to see the atmosphere. That's just like,
playoff games are nuts.
yeah, that's why I want to go to one so
Like
bad.
regular season games,
Yeah.
I'll be honest, regular season games, depending on who you play, in Pittsburgh, can be very lackluster.
Like that one on my birthday. That was
Yeah, well, if the game's not exciting, that sucks in general. But I think like the fans kind of since PPG Paint Arena is kind of like priced out a lot of their like actual fans, most of the people aren't as into it, I guess. But playoffs is a completely different environment than the regular
Yeah,
season.
Yeah,
there.
it doesn't
I,
matter who you are.
the,
You-
I say it like this. I'm sorry to
I
interrupt.
don't care.
The
No, you're fine.
Penguins are like a corporate team at this point because like their tickets consist of season ticket holders
Yeah.
that don't care about the average game. They're going to go on like opening night division games when
Yeah.
we play big teams like Toronto if they come into town,
Nice.
and then like in the playoffs or something. Like on an average night, they don't care to be there. They're going to leave early to beat traffic.
Christ.
What?
Christ. That's the worst notification we could have gotten.
We're not coming to a number we both agree on.
Yeah.
What?
Le'Veon Bell.
Said he expects to be franchised. Okay. Yeah.
But it's just we can't get to a number we both agree on. Just sends red flags everywhere.
Oh, bye, Le'Veon.
Oh well, back to hockey.
Where
F
were we?
that.
Oh yeah.
Playoff
So yeah,
atmospheres
the
or whatever.
playoff. Yeah, going in the playoffs is nuts. Like we were there, for example, last year when we played Washington. We ended up losing that game in overtime, but we came back from a 2-goal deficit with like 2 minutes left.
That was nuts.
Less than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We scored the tying goal with 54 seconds left.
Yeah.
But they were down by 2, and Malkin scored, and then
Yeah.
Schultz scored. I don't know how much time was left when Malkin scored. Yeah, it was
But
probably.
it was less than 2 minutes.
It's just like I want to go so bad because them last 2 years, like the gold rushers or whatever they called them,
Student
Mhm.
rush.
like the gold rush where they gave away
Oh,
them towels
yeah,
and shirts. Them shirts none of us can fit in them towels. I just want the gold towels more than anything.
Those
Like,
shirts fit me.
I was gonna say I'm not that fat.
But it's like just watching that on TV, like sent chills down my spine.
Yeah.
Like I just want to be a part of that just one time. That's it.
I mean, being there for Game 6 last year in the Stanley Cup, even though it wasn't there, just being in the stadium when Hornquist scored that goal was nuts.
Oh yeah.
And then just being at home, or I can't remember where I was when not Hornquist. Kunitz scored the Game 7 double overtime goal.
You don't remember where you were watching it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
But I just remember running and screaming.
Honestly, there's probably whenever Schultz tied it in Game 3 against Washington last year. And at this point, since we were losing 2-0 with under 2 minutes to go,
Mm-hmm.
the stadium was at least half empty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the stadium at least half empty, that is probably the second loudest like moment in a sporting event
I
Like-
almost fell.
I've ever had in person.
Smitty's knees.
mine
I
was,
just like felt someone like push on my back, and there was no one in front of me in the next 2 rows. Like
Well,
I was
mine
like,
was like loudest was like both wild card games, 14 and 15.
Yeah.
That was like as far as
13.
like loud goes. I didn't work for 13. I was away at school. Yeah.
You missed.
Yeah, I know I missed. But anyway, like, yeah, what you were saying, like, atmosphere was crazy for like it being half empty.
And it gets even louder since it's inside too.
Yeah.
But my number one loudest moment was probably whenever what's his face? Ryan something. He was a DB for whenever he picked off the ball in Penn State game
Oh, okay.
to seal it. That was probably the loudest moment I've ever.
Oh yeah,
That's
I
ever
remember,
occurred.
What, the first Penn State game?
Yeah,
Hines? Oh,
at
I
Heinz
remember
Field.
I got a picture on my phone. Me and my dad were there.
42-39.
I just remember it being so damn hot. I died.
Oh yeah, the dudes next
God,
to
it
me
was-
like took off their shirts.
It
Score
was
the-
so hot.
Oh,
Yeah. And then they lost the Rose Bowl by 3.
Yeah.
Sucks to lose by 3. But yeah, playoffs are a completely different atmosphere. I definitely want to go to a Stanley Cup final game. I actually almost did last year.
Oh, for real.
Yeah, so what happened
I would have
was
kicked you in the balls.
what happened was it was going to be like 2 days before I left for Australia. I was planning on buying a ticket to game 5. That would be the next home game, right?
Yeah.
After
Yes.
1 and we were 1 and 2, right? Okay. I was planning on buying a ticket to game 5 if we had a chance to win it at home.
Oh, okay.
So part of the way through like game 4, I was going to debate on whether I wanted to buy a ticket or not.
Mhm.
So after the second period, I was still on the fence of buying a ticket,
Yeah.
and I was happy we lost that game because because tickets. If you, it's basically my mindset of it was, if you win the game 4, and you go up 3-1 in the series,
Mm-hmm.
then tickets are going to skyrocket
Yes, they
Okay.
are.
for game 5. But they lost, and then tickets plummeted for
Okay.
game 5. Because I think my friends the year before in 16, they did the same thing basically, where in San Jose, they bought the tickets during the second period of game 4. We ended up winning,
Yeah.
and then their prices of the tickets that they bought doubled.
Wow,
for
that's
game
nuts.
5.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just imagine like Toronto if that happens. How much tickets would be?
Billions and billions,
and billions and billions and millions.
A lot of money.
And
Steve
what'll get
Dangle
us the
wouldn't go.
scars?
Would Steve Dangle go?
No.
No.
The only reason he came here because he didn't pay for his ticket.
Yeah.
Same thing with Nashville. He didn't pay for his ticket.
And I mean, with his blue room going down, he has no money. Don't tell him I said that.
He'll hear it. He listens.
Hey, apparently he talks with Tyler every day.
Yeah,
What can I say?
that's true. I don't have anything else.
Have you started listening to that, by the way?
What?
Steve's podcast?
Only in his car.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Because you keep bringing it up, and I'm like, Hi, Donardo.
WYD.
What you doing, Smitty?
I'm not going to answer that.
He DM'd our account.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't get it.
nice.
I'm not important
Yeah,
enough.
so does anybody else have anything? Not sports or non-sports related? Remember when we were doing those those
the mind fucks?
teas? Yeah, we stopped doing that.
I,
we had to come
yeah,
up with-
because I couldn't find anything.
We had to come up with something else to do at the end of every show or something. But for now, we don't have that. So get in on our March Madness bracket. You can find the link on our page. I'll tweet it out again.
Yeah.
Follow us on SoundCloud or iTunes, wherever you're listening to this anyway. And follow us on Twitter. And go buy something from our merchandise store, because it's been a long time since anybody bought anything.
It really has. Like, it's beginning up to be a problem.
Yeah. I got a cool shirt idea. I just have to figure out how to do it. More than enough.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, you
Yep.
gonna get sued for copyright for saying that?
No, David told me to do it.
Oh,
And
God.
I'm tweaking it. I got a cool idea. All right. Well, everybody,
Are you Douglasing it?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
thanks for listening. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Just seen Wayne Gucci Mane, me and Boosie out go to prison. They flipping whole image, nigga tripping. Listen, dude, for you that ain't in the car, thank the